This is Chris Medeos. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Medeos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE Friday Night SmackDown, October 14th, 2022 reviews. So here we go, discussing about Friday Night SmackDown. Now, we kick off the show with a car accident out in the parking lot. And in that car accident, apparently Karrion Kross and Scarlett was involved in it. You see Karrion Kross getting helped out by referees and stuff like that, and WWE officials and all of them. And then we see the ambulance truck and all that stuff out there. So Karrion Kross is getting helped out. But then all of a sudden he gets attacked from behind by Drew McIntyre. McIntyre starts beating him down, throwing him, slamming him face first into the truck multiple times over and over and over again. And then at one point, he opens up the door, puts his head at the door. He was about to slam the door up until the referees and stuff finally pulled Drew McIntyre back. So, yeah, that's what happened. And, yeah, it looks like now for tonight, it was supposed to be Karrion Kross versus Ricochet versus Solo Sikoa versus Sheamus in a fatal four-way match. Winner of that match faces Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. But it looks like Karrion Kross will maybe not be in that match. So, yeah, that's what happened there. But it was a pretty good way to kick off SmackDown, I guess. Because you can kind of already figure who's going to be winning that match. So, and you don't want Karrion Kross to lose any matches. So, it's a good way to get him out of it. And then not only that, you know, keep on continuing with his feud with Drew McIntyre. So, yeah, pretty good stuff, though. But, yeah. And that was only in the first few minutes, by the way, of SmackDown. But later on tonight, there's still multiple more things. Bray Wyatt will be on SmackDown. Up next, we're going to be seeing the New Day. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later until then. So, the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, we got the first match of the night. But before I talk about that match, there's a few things to talk about. So, before the match even started, we had Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods at the New Day come out, and the New Day was talking about how they was the longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions, and how it looks like the Usos are going to try to surpass that, but they ain't going to let them, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what the New Day was saying. But then we get to a backstage segment with Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa. Sami Zayn's talking to Solo, but then Jey Uso comes up and he talks about how he couldn't find Jimmy or whatever, so yeah, Jimmy ain't around, and Sammy was like, well, tonight, me and you is going to coexist because we're going to keep Solo back here, so he can focus on his match, but you better not screw up like you did on Monday, and stuff like that. And then while they was going bickering back and forth, Roman Reigns called Sami Zayn's phone. Sami answers it, and then he passes the phone over to Jey Uso, and then Jey was talking to him. He goes like, yeah, alright, cool, I understand. And then he gives the phone back to Sami, and then Sami starts laughing what Roman said, and then Jey Uso's like, oh, what did he say? And then Sami was like, it's an inside joke, you don't need to know. So yeah, and then he hangs up the phone, and they go out for the match. So yeah, it was Sami Zayn with one half of the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, Jey Uso, versus Kofi Kingston with Xavier Woods at ringside. So yeah, one-on-one match between Sami Zayn and Kofi Kingston. It was a pretty good match. Go check it out if you haven't yet. Really good match. The kickoff SmackDown was back and forth and stuff. At one point, we see Jey Uso hitting a super kick on the Xavier Woods outside the ring. It distracted Kofi Kingston, and then Sami comes up from behind him, hitting a blue thunderbomb, almost getting 3 count, but Kofi barely kicking out at 2. And that was wild. But then there was one moment where it was like botched or whatever, where Sami throws Kofi into the corner. Kofi climbs up that top turnbuckle and jumps off, and I think he was trying to do like a senton or a hurricanrana, but he completely misses, and Sami was trying to hurry up and fix that situation, try to roll him up for a pin and stuff. So yeah, it was quick thinking by Sami for a little botch, but it didn't ruin the match or anything. It just happened, you know. But yeah, like I said, it was going back and forth and stuff. And then at one point in the ending, Jey Uso got on the apron. Kofi was trying to knock him off the apron, but then Sami rolls him up, getting a 2 count. And then we get to the ending when we see Kofi Kingston trying to hit the Trouble in Paradise. Sami ducks, but then Sammy grabs him for like the blue thunderbomb or whatever, try to hit it a second time, but then Kofi reverses it by rolling him up for a pin, getting a count 1, 2. Jey Uso comes in there, pretty much kicking Kofi in the chest, pretty much to kick him back over, so Sammy can roll him back over for a pin, getting the 3 count. The referee didn't see it. So yeah, Sami Zayn defeated Kofi Kingston tonight on SmackDown. That's what happened. Really good match to kick off SmackDown. I'll give that match 3 stars. That's why I'll give it. Pretty good match. But then after the match ended, we get to another segment backstage where we see Triple H talking to some cops and stuff, you know, telling them about whatever. And then all of a sudden Rey Mysterio comes up, and Rey was talking about how he can't do it anymore, how he don't want to face his son, and, you know, how it's complicated over there on Raw and stuff like that. And he wants to tell Triple H face to face that he wants to quit WWE because of that. And Triple H was like, no, don't do that, Rey. Just give me 5 minutes of your time. Let's go to my office. Give me 5 minutes of your time, and let's go ahead and talk about another way. So yeah, that's what Triple H said, and both of them walked in the office. But yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff though. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later until then. So, the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, we get to the next match, but before I talk about the handicap match, there is one segment backstage. Now, we see Roxanne Perez come up on SmackDown, and she was talking to Shotzi backstage and stuff, and then Raquel Rodriguez comes walking in, and she goes like, I know how Cora Jade is, and stuff like that, and then Roxanne was like, oh yeah, trust me, I know how she is now too, but I get to go on any brand, pick her opponent, so I choose you, Raquel. So yeah, that's what she said. Raquel accepted. So it looks like we're going to be seeing Cora Jade versus Raquel Rodriguez on NXT. But then we see Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky, Damage Control, come walking up backstage. And Bayley was talking about, like, why didn't you choose me? And then, you know, Roxanne looks at her and she goes like, well, I would have choose you, but you've been on a losing streak a lot lately. And then Bayley was like, well, how about this? Us 3 versus y'all 3 tonight. And then they accepted. So yeah, it looks like later on tonight we're going to be seeing Damage Control versus Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez, and Shotzi tonight in a 6-women's tag team match. That's the way it looks like. But then we get to the next match. It was Braun Strowman versus 2 local competitors. Obviously, Strowman beat the shit out of him. We see Omos and MVP come walking down. Strowman was kind of distracted by that, but it didn't matter because he still beat up the local competitors, hitting a running power slam on one of them, and then hitting a power bomb onto one of them on top of the other one, and then put his foot on one of the guy's chest and pins them for the 3 count. So yeah, Braun Strowman won the match. And then we see MVP grabbing the mic and he says, you call yourself the monster among monsters, and compared to Omos, you're not. And talking about, pretty much just setting up the feud with him and Omos. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff though for that match with Braun Strowman. I'll just give it a half of a star. That's what I'll give it, but it was alright. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna be seeing Braun Strowman versus Omos soon. But yeah, that's what happened there. So yeah, see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later until then. So, the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, now we get the next match. It was LA Knight versus Mansoor or whatever, with Mace and Maxine Dupree. And, yeah, so it was Mansoor versus LA Knight. And it was an okay match. Now, apparently, Maxine Dupree, apparently she's related to Max Dupree or LA Knight, like they're brothers or sisters. Last time, I didn't even know. I don't even know. I thought, I didn't even know they ever stated that they was brothers or sisters or whatever, but I guess it was here. And LA Knight got kicked out the family, so yeah. But yeah, we go into the match, and it was an okay match. It was going back and forth. This is LA Knight's first match on SmackDown, by the way, on TV and stuff. So yeah, this is his in-ring debut on Friday Night SmackDown. And like I said, it was a pretty good match. At one point, we see Mace get on the apron, and LA Knight drop-kicked him off the apron, knocking him off the apron. And then he goes over there to Mansoor, kicks him in the stomach, and hits the signature move, the BFT, Blunt Force Trauma, onto Mansoor, and then pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, LA Knight defeated Mansoor tonight on SmackDown. That's what happened. For that match, I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. But then after the match ended, LA Knight grabs the mic and he goes like, "You thought I did this for y'all?" Talking about the fans and stuff. So yeah, he's still a heel. He didn't turn babyface or nothing. And then he says that every WWE superstar in the locker room should better watch out because he's going to punch his ticket in this game. So yeah, that's what he said. But pretty good stuff. And up next, we'll be seeing some stuff about Bray Wyatt. That'll be happening up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later until then. So, the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, we had a 6 Women's Tag Team match. It was Bayley and the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Dakota Kai and Io Sky, Damage Control, versus Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez, and Shotzi in a 6 Women's Tag Team match. And this match, it was a pretty good match. At one point, we seen Raquel picking up Dakota Kai outside the ring with a Tejada bomb, about to hit it on her. But then we see Io Sky springboard off the second rope with a moonsault onto him, which was pretty dangerous. I'm not even going to lie. You can already tell right when that was about to happen, it was going to be dangerous, you know? So yeah, that's what happened there, and all three of them got taken out, and then that's when Shotzi jumps off the top turnbuckle with a crossbody onto all three of them, taking them out and stuff. And then after that, we see Bayley come up, knocking one of them off with a forearm. I think it was Shotzi. She knocked off the apron with a forearm. And then her and Roxanne was going at it. At one point, we see Bayley hit the Bayley to belly onto Roxanne. Pins her 1, 2. Roxanne barely kicking out 2. This is Roxanne's in-ring debut, by the way. And you know what? This is the first time I actually even seen her wrestle. I don't even think I've even seen her wrestle NXT or anything. And she's smooth as hell in the ring. I'm not even going to lie. But yeah, they was both going back at it. And then at one point we see Bayley try to hit the rose plate onto Roxanne. But Roxanne reverses it, trying to roll her out for a pin. But Bayley rolls her up into a pin, pinning her for the 3 count. So yeah, Damage Control defeated Roxanne, Raquel Rodriguez, and Shotzi tonight in the 6 Women's Tag Team match. That's what happened. Pretty good match. I'll give that match 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty good 6 Women's Tag Team match. Go check it out if you haven't yet. Really good stuff. But then after that, we see Hit Row coming out, and they'll be in action up next on SmackDown or whatever they're going to be doing. But while they was coming out, we see the Wyatt 6 logo pop up on the screen while they was heading out. So yeah, that's what happened there as well. And by the way, they did talk about Bray Wyatt with a video package of what happened, Extreme Rules and stuff they actually showed. But yeah, pretty good stuff. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, it was Top Dollar and Ashante Adonis with B-Fab Hit Row versus Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro with Santos Escobar and Zelina Vega, Legado del Fantasma in a tag team match. And it was a pretty good tag team match. It was okay. Hit Row attacked Legado before the match, and then they finally get the match underway, and Hit Row was doing pretty good up until we seen Santos Escobar interfering by pulling Ashante Adonis off the apron. That's when B-Fab starts going after him, and then we see Zelina Vega jumping off the steel steps with a clothesline onto her, taking her out, and distracted Top Dollar. He starts getting beat down by Joaquin Wilde and Cruz, but then they hit their tag team finish move onto Top Dollar, which was like a side rusher leg sweep with a kick to the face. I forgot what their finish move was called, but yeah, they hit their finish move on the Top Dollar and then pin him for the 3 count. So yeah, Legado del Fantasma defeated Hit Row tonight in the tag team match. That's what happened. For that match, I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. But then after the match ended, we see Sonya Deville get interviewed backstage by Kayla Braxton, and she was talking about Liv Morgan losing the match and how Liv Morgan can't do nothing about it and all that stuff. But then Liv Morgan attacks her from behind, beating her down stuff, just beat the hell out of her, kicking her in the face, put her on the table, and then jumped off a high structure with a senton onto Sonya Deville through a table. So yeah, Liv Morgan took out Sonya Deville, and that's what happened. Pretty good stuff though. But up next, it looks like we're going to be seeing that Fatal 4-Way #1 Contenders match up next on SmackDown. So yeah, Ricochet is coming out for that match. And yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on SmackDown. See you guys later until then. So, the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, it was a Fatal 4-Way match. So, it was Ricochet versus Sheamus versus Solo Sikoa versus Rey Mysterio in a Fatal 4-Way #1 Contenders match. Winner of this match faces Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. So, yeah, Karrion Kross was originally supposed to be in this match, but then what happened earlier and stuff, he got taken out. But Rey Mysterio is now in this match, and he's on the SmackDown roster now. So, yeah, he's not on Raw no more. He's on SmackDown, which is pretty good and stuff. But, yeah, we'll get this match underway. It was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth. I liked right when Ricochet and Rey Mysterio was in the ring, they was doing all the high-flying moves and stuff, which was insane. And then Solo Sikoa was taking control at one point, like he had double power bomb on the Ricochet and Rey Mysterio and stuff, but then him and Sheamus starts going at it, and then we see Jey Uso and Rey Mysterio interfering. But yeah, Jey Uso and Sami Zayn was interfering, beating down Sheamus, but then that's when Butch and Rich Holland comes running down, saving Sheamus and brawling with them. And everybody else is going back and forth, but then we see Rey Mysterio and Ricochet in the ring, and then Rey was trying to hit the 619 on the Ricochet, but Ricochet catches him by the feet. Pretty much had him like in a tombstone power driver position, and then Rey hits like a upside down Canadian Destroyer type move or whatever, like a power driver. It was something like that onto Ricochet, and then Ricochet falls on the second ropes. He gets hit with the 619, and then Rey climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumping off with the frog splash, pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Rey Mysterio defeated Ricochet, Sheamus, and Solo Sikoa tonight, and he is the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. So yeah, Rey Mysterio will be taking on Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. That's what's going to be happening. I bet that's going to be a good match. So yeah, that's what happened there. Really good stuff. For that match, I'll give it 4 stars. That's why I'll give it really good match. But up next, we're going to be seeing Bray Wyatt making his return back to Friday Night SmackDown. That will be happening up next. So, yeah. I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later until then. So, the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, we got the next segment. It was the last segment of the night. And it was Bray Wyatt. He returned to Friday Night SmackDown after, 2 years, they said. So, yeah, Bray Wyatt makes his return back on SmackDown. And it was a weird promo that he cut, you know? Pretty much you just feel sympathy for Bray Wyatt and stuff with him cutting this promo. And this promo was good. Don't get me wrong, it was really great. It was just weird, if you know what I mean. But I'll go ahead and talk about it. Now, Bray, he comes out and, he comes out with that new theme song and stuff and all that stuff, which was pretty cool. And then he comes to the ring and he's in his, normal clothes, pretty much kind of the same clothes where he was wearing at the Firefly Funhouse and stuff, And he was talking, you could kind of feel sympathy for Bray Wyatt and stuff. He was talking about how in the year his whole life changed, his career was gone, he lost 2 of his friends, stuff like that. And he was talking about how fans all over the world was talking to him every single time when he went out and stuff, and asked him when is he going to come back home, and he said he never knew, he thought he would never return or whatever and stuff like that. And then he was talking about how everybody gave him that light pretty much to come back, and yeah, it was just emotional and stuff. You could tell he was getting upset and stuff like that, which was bad, but that's what happened there. But then while he was talking, we see on the Titantron, the big screen, where we see pretty much the guy with the mask, Bray Wyatt or whatever, White Rabbit, and he was talking about come home and stuff like that. So yeah, just very eerie stuff, and yeah. But yeah, it was weird promo, but it was pretty cool. I mean? Just one of those weird, cool ones. Great stuff though. It was a great promo. I like the segment. A lot of people would say it's just weird and stuff, but it was still a cool segment. You got to hear about Bray Wyatt and stuff like that, which was interesting. But it was what I guess he's playing with one of those characters, he's good pretty much, but then there's the inner demons and stuff in the way. So yeah, that's what it looks like at least. And then we see the Wyatt 6 logo, and then it went off the screen. So yeah, that's what happened there. But match of the night, I would say, was that Fatal 4-Way match. That match was pretty good. And SmackDown tonight, it was really good. I like Sami Zayn versus Kofi Kingston. The 6 women's tag team match was pretty good. Braun Strowman's feud with Omos is going to be interesting to see. But yeah, like I said, there was some good stuff on here. Not even going to lie. For tonight's Friday Night SmackDown, I'll give it 8.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good episode of SmackDown. Now, next week on SmackDown, we will see Logan Paul on SmackDown. Not only that, we will see Liv Morgan versus Sonya Deville one-on-one next week on SmackDown, and many more stuff. So yeah, like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'll see you guys later for this Monday's Monday Night Raw reviews. See you guys later until then.